Hello and welcome to Cookies and Milk.
Welcome back to Cookies and Milk. I'm your host, Ben.
I'm your host, William.
Today's cookies are Benton's original Fud Stripes shortbread cookies.
Yeah, they're like
made with real cocoa and crunchy.
Real crunchy?
Made with real cocoa, and then as a different side beneath it, it says crunchy.
But, like, does that mean it's made with real crunchy as well? Or made with crunchy? Is it fake crunchy?
It says made with, and this is all one side. It says made with real cocoa. That's one side.
Right.
But beneath it, it says crunchy.
But what is the crunchy describing? Is it the cookies? I don't know.
I gotta assume it's the cookies. It seems weird to market yourself as like, these cookies are crunchy.
I don't look for crunchiness in my cookie because I'm always dipping it in milk. Other than like things that are coated in chocolate, because what's the point?
Yeah. You gotta like break it and then dip it in.
Yeah, but
Okay. Small cat is here.
Yeah.
But today we're doing four.
Hold on, you might want to get back to the mic before you.
We're doing four instead. Oh God, there's like a war in here now.
Now that we talked about the cat being here, the dog is here. Oh no. Hold on. I gotta let him, just like last podcast, I gotta let him outside. So, explain what we're going to talk about.
We're having 4 cookies instead of the usual 3, and we're talking about games that deserved more, or games that deserved less than they got.
Alright, so I'm gonna say this now because you're probably thinking the same thing, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I could have seen Assassin's Creed ending at 3.
Yes, which feel like you definitely should have.
Was Rogue in the weird first-person Abstergo thing also?
Where was it? It was. Yes, it was. But it was you becoming a Templar. It ended with you becoming a Templar. And I mean, spoilers for Rogue. But, like, at the same time, there's no big story anymore.
Yeah.
Like, with, Unity really cut it off with what it did, because Rogue tied into 4 somewhat. Yeah, it was still connecting that story a bit. I mean, I would like to see that go somewhere, but then 5 was like, you're just a viewer of Abstergo, you're testing out, you're looking at their new program, and then that's
You're
it.
sort of like digging your way in there a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't play enough of Unity because I kind of got lost in it. There's so much to do, and I couldn't, like, get myself back onto the story.
We've talked about Assassin's Creed before, briefly.
Yeah.
I haven't played Unity. I own it, but I haven't played it because I'm still stuck on 4. Because I want to, like, complete it, but in that I don't want to play it.
Right.
It's a bad cycle.
It's much bigger than any other Assassin's Creed game.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
But, I also don't like it because 3 ended on, like, this huge, weird, philosophical note. And then 4 is just like, anyways.
Yeah.
We're not doing any more of that. And it's like, what the fuck?
And it's like, you see Desmond's 2 friends that survived. Not his dad, though. His dad's not part of it anymore. I doubt he would be emotionally stable enough to do any of that.
You'd think his friends wouldn't be either, considering they met God.
Yeah, but they're just like Abstergo employees now. It's obvious that they've snuck into Abstergo. But they're not
backgrounds
they're not doing anything.
Yeah, nobody's fucking doing anything anymore.
And
Abstergo's like trying to take over the minds of people and whatever.
I mean, if we saw it from their perspective, saw what they're doing, that would be a different thing entirely. But no.
I also like, there's a lot of thoughts and stuff that goes into, like, why is Abstergo making the assassins look like the good guys in all their movies and everything?
Yeah.
As if fucking people in the world know what the fuck assassins are.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They're like, they're gonna think Templars are the bad guys.
I think, in regards to media like that, messages don't get their point across. Like,
if you came up to me right now, and you were like, you know, the band of rogues has been the heroes this world needed for the longest time, I'd be like, fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And it'd be like, Apple is fucking killing us. And I'd be like, Yeah, great.
Okay, bud.
They're stealing our privacy through Facebook. I get it.
Yeah. But so that's an example of a series that got less than it deserved. Or no, got more than it
They
deserved.
got more
than it deserved.
Yeah.
So what's a game series that got less than it deserved?
I feel like The World Ends With You is a game that could have gotten a sequel.
But that's a self-contained story.
I feel like we can get The World Ends With You 2 and have it be like its own thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a different cast of characters.
Now
trapped
I
in the...
know basically nothing about The World Ends With You, and I know not a lot of people have played The World Ends With You. I don't actually know that.
It's probably correct. It's one of those like cult classic DS games.
And phone games.
Yeah, it got a mobile release a while back, and you should pick it up for that because it's amazing.
Yeah. So, what pulled you in to The World Ends With You that makes you think it deserves a sequel?
The World Ends With You explores a lot of interesting RPG dynamics, and that there's a lot of different things you do, and the story itself it's got a lot of twists and turns in it. Like, the characters are great, the story is great, it keeps you going with a lot of plot twists and everything. Every time you think you're out of it, it pulls you right back into it. And I feel like you could tell a similar story with just different characters. Just mix it up, make it fresh and new again. You gotta leave.
Evie.
What is going on?
Evie. No. Hold on. I just gotta give them a piece of meat.
Give him some cheese.
Oh yeah, some cheese sounds good.
Hold on, I'm gonna take a picture of the dogs for the podcast.
They're getting real jazzed about this cheese.
These are cheese dogs.
Yeah. Hold on, dog. Boy, I'm sure the viewers at home are loving the fact that we keep taking these breaks because you don't have a designated recording area that is free of dogs. Okay. Now that my hands smell of cheese, it is time to continue.
I think Ghost Trick is another game in that same vein.
I really did enjoy Ghost Trick. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I did enjoy Ghost Trick. I didn't finish it, but I watched you finish it, I think. And that was, it was full of nice twists and turns, and it really set the mood a lot of the time. I'm just gonna wash my hands of the cheese for a second.
When I say a game deserves a sequel, I run a very dangerous road, because like you said, these games are self-contained stories, and you could really be done. And whenever a game isn't done,
It's like a Legend of Zelda game getting a sequel to its specific story. There's a dog play fight going on over there. Because Majora's Mask, whoa, is that exact thing.
Yeah.
And I
you
mean,
hate Majora's Mask.
Yeah. Majora's Mask. I wonder if that's picking up on the mic. The dogs playing, and I know it sounds very bad, but it's not bad. One of our dogs, the smaller dog,
Growls a lot.
Growls a lot when she fights.
Her bark is way worse than her bite.
Yeah.
But no, it's...
We're getting off topic. I can't talk about Majora's Mask.
We can't talk about Majora's Mask yet. We haven't earned that.
I do fear, though, and I'm sure it'll come, that when I do lay out all my complaints about Majora's Mask, someone's just going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, none of that shit happened in the... You were playing a different game entirely.
That's Phantom Hourglass, bud. What? All these islands and the stylus controls? Hold on a minute, what are you talking about?
I don't stop you even though Phantom Hourglass is like my favorite Zelda game. You just describe every part of it word for word, and I'm like, yeah, Majora's Mask fucking sucks.
Even though I got stopped on the... I got stopped on the first goddamn island in Phantom Hourglass. But I describe it in such great detail.
Your memories of it are like more clear than I am, and so you're reading the Wikipedia page. But Last of Us is getting a sequel.
Yeah.
I've never seen a game that didn't need a sequel more.
Really?
Mostly because I fucking hated Last of Us's ending.
Ooh, yeah.
and I put it down, and I was like, I don't want to ever see this again.
Smallcat just like licked the butter. Like there's a bar of butter. Yeah, there's a bar of butter out. And Smallcat just like took a roundabout way of getting to the stick of butter and licking it.
He's a buttery boy.
Yeah.
He's licking his lips in the picture.
So, Last of Us ending. We're not gonna get into it because I mean some people haven't played Last of Us. But I can see where you're coming from. But it's like, oh, don't you want Ellie's story to be explained further? Don't you want to see what happens?
I'm shaking my head.
Yeah, he's shaking his head no. And I can understand that. I mean, I'm not getting at all jazzed about Last of Us Part 2. Like, Last of Us was a good game. And some people say that the gameplay, like the gameplay really took a backseat to the story. No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. Yeah, it was really heavy gameplay.
Yeah, like, stealth was good. The gunplay was fine. I mean, there was gun sway, right? Like,
Yep.
a lot of gun sway? Whatever. And, oh, man. Pebble, don't knock those Fruit Loops over. He's gonna knock that box of Fruit Loops. Okay.
Like a radio show. So, I've listed a couple games I think I would like to see sequels of, or even like spiritual sequels.
Uh-huh.
Like just a game in the same sort of vein as it.
Yeah.
I want to sit down and play Ghost Trick again, but I don't want it to be Ghost Trick again.
Right, I can understand that.
Do you have one off the top of your head, or can I bring up Halo 4?
Ooh. Hold on. That is a different topic entirely because Halo 4 did so many things that I love that the rest of the Halo series didn't do at all.
It's really weird. We barely played. Did we play through Halo 1?
No, we got through a good portion of it, but then you dropped it completely because you got too motion sick, and I mean, okay. And I didn't want to continue on because,
We beat Halo 2?
we did.
We did not beat Halo 3.
We got started on it.
But I have played the ending to Halo 3.
We've done it a lot.
billion
Both
times.
me and you in our different friend groups have played it a bunch.
It seemed like just the thing to do to go over to your friend's house who had an Xbox 360
And play Halo.
Halo 3, the ending
Yeah.
exclusively.
Halo 3's ending is pretty good.
But that being
I mean,
said,
just because of the gameplay.
there's an argument to be made that Halo 4 didn't need to happen.
Yes,
But at the same time, it's my favorite Halo game.
it definitely is for me too. Because the story is ooh,
The story carries it, dude.
ooh, and which some people will say that's a bad thing because gameplay, but it's just Halo gameplay. Halo gameplay's good. It doesn't really change at all, except there's the new abilities at that point.
There's like new guns, new abilities.
And a
There's
new enemy.
I love the new enemies, dude. I love the
Prometheans
design
are
of the
pretty
Prometheans.
cool, but they are tough. They can be pretty tough. It's our dog again, not the small one, the bigger one. And she has both her hands in Ben's hands. Wow. Okay, she's getting really grabby. Each time you let her down, she keeps getting more and
I
more
didn't let her
ferocious.
down. She pulled herself down.
Uh-oh. I wonder if that picks up on the... Oh, no.
Let him outside.
Outside! Boy, I wish they'd go to sleep at night as well, but they do not. You checking the time?
Yeah. We should maybe get like a really.
It's only 15 minutes. We got time.
We should maybe get like a watch
Yeah.
to start doing this with, so we're not like, let's check the time.
Yeah.
Jeez, it feels like we've been talking for way longer about.
It does. It gets hard. I can't imagine doing this podcast for 45 minutes.
We gotta make like a joke, dude.
Do we? We don't have to make a joke every single time.
No.
I will say,
I can't take it with comedy if we don't make a joke.
no, man. You don't. Do you tag it with comedy on Tumblr?
No, not on Tumblr.
Do you tag it with comedy on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
So
maybe lying a bit when you do that.
Coward.
Tag it as
I walk into a crowded hall of people and I'm like, funny stuff here.
yeah. Or Ocarina of Time lovers unite. And then it's talking about Majora's Mask.
I actually do take a Majora's Mask every single time.
Yeah.
Just-
Is this finally the time? Even though no one looks at tags on YouTube.
It's just like when you Google search it. It like shows up in the Google.
Majora's Mask. It's the episode. It's another Cookies and Milk episode with the tag Majora's Mask. Is this finally the time?
Are they finally gonna talk about it? They're raring to go. The people who love Majora's Mask and hate Majora's Mask are waiting with bated breath.
But who hates it? You don't see that.
You.
I hate it.
You're.
But who
Every
else?
time the episode goes up, you're like, "Is this the one?"
I say that. I'm searching Majora's Mask on.
You Google Majora's Mask, cookies and milk every single week.
Is this? I don't understand how the podcast. Yo, Evie.
Dude, a banana.
You want cheese again?
They don't get cheese again.
You're right. They don't get cheese
They've been
again.
bad.
Go. Boy.
William told them to go.
And they just.
Cookie walked into the kitchen.
Or we just. Oh yeah. I Google search Majora's Mask cookies and milk, and I see the episode.
Hold on, wait a minute.
What are you gonna do? Cookie. This is a fun podcast. This is a visual thing. Okay,
Welcome to Holding Dogs and Milk.
we're holding the dogs. Ben is holding the bigger one. I'm holding the small one. And we're going to be recording the podcast this way.
Talk about video games, dude.
Right, the bit is done. Yeah, Halo 4, and then Halo 5 is good. But I want to talk about some bad things that Halo 5 did. And I'm not saying itself. I am saying... oh, gotta heft them up.
Dogs are a little heavy.
Oof. It's the pressure that was put on the developers to make it the true quote unquote next gen game that they wanted Halo 5 to be.
Yeah.
But also they just lied. They just lied. In the beginning, it's like, oh, Master Chief is bad or Master Chief is good.
Oh yeah, like we
But
gotta
it's, like,
hunt
so-
Chief down.
It's different story entirely. Sure, it's like the beginning is like, oh, Chief's gonna search for Cortana. Outside again. Going outside again.
You gonna stand outside and record the rest of the podcast?
Grab the phone.
Welcome to Outside and Milk.
Outside of milk, I'm not gonna even be able to chug my milk. Grab my milk. There's my milk.
We're taking a little field trip with cookies and milk.
Outside. Oh no. There they go.
We're outside now. It's a brisk winter night. The dogs are fighting. We're outside on the porch.
This episode is really falling apart. Meanwhile, it just cut to me with a soundboard. We don't have dogs.
We don't have any I'm playing YouTube dogs fighting.
But the developers were really pressured to make Halo 5 a next-gen game, and by doing so, they sacrificed split screen.
Which is bizarre as fuck. They were like, you gotta think about the esports. Think about the 1080 FPS.
We gotta walk down the steps so they can play while knowing that we are with them.
That seems dumb as fuck. Considering Halo's... I still haven't played Halo 5 because it doesn't have split screen.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to play Halo 5 with you, but I don't have an Xbox One.
Is the story co-op if you're both online?
It is 4-player co-op.
What the fuck?
I mean, it's been 4-player co-op since Halo 3. but two players are split screen, and they can split screen with two other players. It's hard to do.
We gotta system link our Xbox Ones together.
Yeah,
Like the dumbest idea in the history of consoles.
I just don't have an Xbox One.
Yeah. As soon as we get this podcast making money, we get to buy you an Xbox One.
Yeah, but it's also. Oh boy. But it's also kind of another thing. They were so. Oh my gosh. They were so insistent on the video quality and how it ran
Inside.
that they didn't even stop to realize. Or no, that's not the right.
They didn't
that's-
think about the fun.
No, that's not it. They actually made it look bad. They actually, like, in order to get the 60 frames per second, they had to make everything else 30 frames per second after a certain range.
Oh yeah.
And we're back inside now.
Welcome back to Inside
Which
of
is
Milk.
the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, because if you're like, oh, I'm fighting this grunt, 60 frames per second, and then you look up a bit, and you look a few meters away from you, and you see an elite operating at 30 frames per second, I don't really notice a game that is 30 frames per second as slow or something like that. But when I'm operating at 60
But you can see the
and
difference.
I see
when it's right
30, that's bad. And it's just annoying to see, and it hurt the game for a while. And there's some big open environments to fight in.
there. Then like scoping your sniper rifle to see someone trapped in the past.
It's boy. And like the 4 AIs are fun? Question mark. I mean, if they're like 3 of your buddies, then that's a different thing. But it's all 3 AIs, which they do their job. And they heal me, which, hey, that's cool. But I keep having to be like, I gotta save them, or the game is over.
Yeah.
I think. It's been forever since I played the Halo 5 campaign. And I just realized that with, at the end, at Halo 4, there was a thing called, like, Spartan Ops, where you played as your Spartan, and you went through a bunch of different, you, like, did a story mode of events after Halo 4,
Yeah.
just on the arc.
I remember that.
Yeah. Not on the, I don't know what it's called. Requiem?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Forward Unto Dawn.
And it's a group, and it's a story mode of 4 players, where you all play as your Spartans. And I think you have to play with the 4 players, since it's necessary, because it'd be hard if you didn't. And it's fun, and it's just Halo 5's campaign without the story, without the intense story, and without the frame rates. Halo 5 should not have been shipped when it did. It built up. I can't say it's a bad game, because I still have a lot of fun with it when I play it, because the multiplayer's fun. But it was just a victim of
the next gen.
The next gen, and appealing to an audience that wanted more story, and it has a good story. But
it catches itself somewhere between the esport people want it to be and the next stage in the Halo story that people want it to be.
It's what The Last of Us people want it to be. And I say that just because people want a deep story.
Yeah.
There are people who want a deep story more than gameplay, and I mean, whatever. Do what you want. But when a developer tries too hard to get both, I think Halo 5 is a good result.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm going to say this again, Halo 5 is a good story, but it just lied. They lied about what the story was.
Yeah, seriously. It seemed like it was all over the place with like the media. They were like, Master Chief in the desert? Cortana? Question mark? And then it was like
Cortana's immediately alive in the story.
It's like Master Chief? The bad guy?
Yeah.
Hunt Master Chief? What's the truth?
Alongside Arbiter, even though Arbiter shows up halfway through the story, and all you do is help him reclaim his homeworld. That's it. Like he helps a bit, but no.
Yeah.
Arbiter's. I want to say he's not a key part of the story, but he is still, because he's Arbiter. But boy, they finally calmed down, and I'm gonna knock on wood, just to not jinx myself. Let's check the time.
The podcast is over. It's been like 45 minutes.
It has been 25 minutes.
Wow.
What I'm scared of is when we took that outside trip, that it's just constantly.
Bark, 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 bark.
Yeah, it's gonna be barks, and then all that segment of conversation is lost to the elements, where we make some really big. Or I talk entirely of Majora's Mask and my hatred for it.
Because you're like, I really hate Majora's Mask, and here's the specific.
Oh,
reason. And you come inside, and that's why I think Halo 5 is like a victim of the developers and the next
Yeah.
generation. But no. So closing thoughts. I feel like there are games that I've played that ended on cliffhangers that really could use a sequel right about now. I legitimately cannot remember any of them. You got any
There was a
games
game.
that should get sequels or don't need sequels?
There was definitely a game that is getting a renewal. I liked Bulletstorm. Isn't Bulletstorm getting... Bulletstorm's getting a sequel.
He's getting a second one.
Yeah, that's good. I'm liking that. What? Ben shrugging and also
shrugging.
sighing and making a side to himself or something.
Bulletstorm.
Wait, you didn't like
I
Bulletstorm?
think it was fun, but that's it.
Yeah,
only
I guess
fun.
I guess it really didn't call for it. It left itself on a cliffhanger though.
Yeah, and that's why it needed a sequel. Now it's getting a sequel, but it felt like you could have done it in one game. Like, by
Yeah.
the time I finished Bulletstorm, I was like, and now I put in disc 2, right?
Yeah.
And I finished Bulletstorm.
Uh-huh.
There's a difference between ending yourself off on a cliffhanger and now resolving the story.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of the games don't know what the difference between those two things is.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Also, Halo 4 only exists because Microsoft wanted that Halo money. And I mean, the one game that was made out of pure greed, out of no one's vision, is the best one in the series. I mean, I like Halo Reach.
Halo Reach is great.
Halo Reach is great. ODST is also interesting.
Uh,
But, ooh boy.
the more
Capitalism good?
a game can be like story focused and good at the same time. No, just nobody told Halo 1s through 3 that.
Yeah. As soon as they gave Master Chief is like the blank slate that the player projects onto, and great. But as soon as they gave Master Chief his emotions and showed him trying to be human,
It was like
it's so much better.
it was
What?
like a depth.
But I'd say that, and it's like, oh, why didn't they just do it from Halo 1 through 3? I realized that they couldn't have, because that build-up, that 1 through 3 of watching Master Chief just gun down, as soon as you see him crack, that right there is a perfect moment. It took 4 games.
It took
It took 4 games, and the dying of his robot girlfriend / best friend to make him crack and make him be the one that has to emotionally reason with a decaying AI in order to save the day.
There's a lot of talk about, like, oh man, it's actually pretty
Closing
dumb.
thoughts. We're still talking about Halo 4.
Halo 4. Made me feel emotions.
Oh,
That's a good topic for next time, is games that made you feel emotions.
oh boy. Infamous 2 made you cry.
Uh,
Infamous 2 is
You're
a
spoiling-
heart-wrenching game.
You're spoiling the next episode.
Infamous Second Son made you cry.
I think I got close. I'm not sure if I actually.
Well, you didn't.
We're spoiling the next episode. We'll see you guys on the flip side.
All right. I mean, I'm surprised Infamous Second Son didn't actually make you cry.
I know, it probably got me. I'm thinking back on it now. I'm getting a little misty eyed.
All right. See you guys next time.
See you on the flip side.